I'm Junon. I founded the group back in 2023 because community is something I needed. The group currently has grown to close to 1,100 individuals, from retired individuals, entrepreneurs, business owners, and people that just want to feel inspired and connected. We've partnered with Fox Point Farms every Friday at Feel Good Friday at 9 o'clock. Come join us. It's a beautiful community. Come and feel inspired, feel supported, and maybe you can inspire someone too. Let's connect. Welcome to the Heart of the Matter podcast. I'm Junon.
I'm Dr. Lisel. We're at this very cool venue today speaking with Taylor Gallegos. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. And as a gift too, what we always do is, one of our major sponsors is Bubs Naturals. We're gifting you, which they've generously gifted creatine.
All right.
Very pure. Collagen peptide and apple cider vinegar gummies, which are vegan and gluten-free.
All right.
Your wife can have those.
Yeah, there you go. So thank you so much.
Health forward. I like this. Thank you.
Thank you, Bubs. Thank you, Sean Lake. Cool. Yeah, and today we're at the Old Witch Creek Winery, literally in the heart of Carlsbad. This place is amazing, and now it's Hammy's. So they've generously offered us to do the podcast here. Your art is here as well.
Everywhere.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's great to be here.
Yeah. I always start off with kind of, people that are familiar with the group. How did you hear about the group, and what's been your experience with the group?
Yeah. So I heard about it from Christy Hunter.
Yeah.
She and we live in the village here in Carlsbad, and we've known Christy for many years because of our dogs. And we would hang out at the dog park. We got to know her through COVID time, and we just see her all the time. And her dog Franklin's awesome. And so then we'd see her walking around, and then one day she was like, "Hey, you guys, my wife and I, you guys are movers and shakers. You guys would be into this group, and this networking group." And honestly, both of us were like, "I don't know, networking groups, blah, blah, blah." And then we went to it. It was at Good On Ya, and we were both just like, "What is this?"
Love that.
Yeah.
Christy's license plate is Franklin.
Yeah.
Oh.
Franklin's usually sitting inside. So
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks, Christy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christy.
I always say the right people show up at the right time. Just on your own, how long ago was this? This was
Probably 6 months ago.
That's 6 months. Where were you at your life, your business? What do you do? Love the pants, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, so I do murals. I do commercial murals for companies, business, residential, municipal. I service the Southern California and Northern California areas. I go up to the Bay Area all the time. I'm down here. I'm in LA. I'm in Joshua Tree, and kind of inland, all over the place. Anywhere that wants a mural. Businesses can use murals for storytelling, for fan engagement, for branding opportunities, for marketing. So murals are a really cool way to speak to the public in a silent way that sort of can talk for you without being loud, and it's a beautiful artistic addition to any place.
Right.
It's really cool as an accent wall in a space. You can do a lot with it. So yeah, in the last couple of years, I've been doing this full time for 10 years. And so a lot of my murals are in businesses in different places, like in NorCal, SoCal, and people in the area would always ask me where can I see your murals? And my answer always had to be you kind of can't. You can check me out on Instagram, but they're in businesses and offices and places, schools and whatnot. So in the last couple of years, I set an intention to get to know my local community and get my local community to know me. I really wanted to start adding to the local flavor and to the community visually and energetically. I really love people. And so, I've been doing that organically through friends and whatnot. But now I'm actively pursuing this through business means. And I joined the Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce a year and a half ago.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I joined the Carlsbad Village Association about 6 months ago. Joel told me about it. Joel, new owner here at Hammy's. And so I joined that. And then, Christy told me about the group, told us about the group. I was like, yeah, this is perfectly in line. So And I gotta say, like in like 6 months ago, I felt like I was really like comparing 6 months ago to now.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's night and day.
Right.
And like I majorly credit the group,
Love
like
that.
very seriously, because um there's just so much organic connection that's happening every time you go. And I was telling you this when we met last week, like honestly, when I came in first, I was thinking more transactionally. I was like, I'm gonna come in and I'm hoping to maybe meet someone who's gonna hire me for a mural. I'm gonna, I was thinking like business, like what am I going, if I'm gonna put in this time and energy, what am I gonna get out of it? And uh, and I kind of didn't like nothing came back immediately. But I was like, this is cool though. This is a good vibe. It feels good. People are really nice. These are like my type of people. I'm gonna keep going and just see what happens. And I've been coming more, like joining more and more, and like, uh, I mean, business is happening through it, but like, man, like the intangible,
Right.
like effect. I feel like the community is just starting to like grow. Every time I go, I make a connection, like a human connection with like 3 or 4 people. And over 6 months, going like every 2 or 3 weeks, like that number is really starting to stack. And I just feel like I'm having this like, I don't know, like this like renaissance in my life now. And like it's happening through the group, it's happening through the chamber, it's happening through the Carlsbad Village Association. And like, yeah, it's all kind of like swirling together at the same time.
I love it. I mean, you're an artist, you're an entrepreneur. I mean, it's your own business, and we always talk about it. You get kind of isolated. You feel like you have to try to figure it out yourself, and you kind of get stuck in your little box, and you don't really think outside your box. That's why I always say the group, it costs you when it costs you. No pressure going, but when you go and that energy that you feel from the community, it starts to get inspiring. And then that energy transfers over because now your interactions with the group, obviously now you're coming more. So that energy, you kind of absorb it. Now you're going to chamber events, other events, that energy kind of gets out and people are like, whoa, what is that? And they have to get to know you. So I love that fact. But I love the fact that you're open to it. Instead of being kind of stuck in your lane, you're like, you know what? Let's just see what happens.
Yep. Yep.
Right. That's the difference also of like traditional networking and our anti-networking group is like, when you go around and pass out business cards and it's like only the person holding your card may call you versus when you're actually just like putting the vibe out there like, okay, I have this service, I have this calling in my life, like who's going to find me? It's like versus just like handing out flyers. It's like, okay, you're making these connections that who knows like where down the line you're going to make that business.
Yep. Yeah. And like, I really love I'm really into what's going on with the Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce. And at the same time, those are more structured meetings, and it is like sit at this table, hand out business cards. And again, I'm getting a lot of benefit from those. But one thing that's really great about the group is that it's a free flow. Like you guys aren't saying, okay, now everybody do this and do this. And so there is no, like, no one's being forced into any sort of a structure. So then so it really puts the opportunity on us, the visitors, the guests, to like ask ourselves, how do I want to show up today? And like how do I want to interact with people? And like you can go to the group and hang back and chill and like let people come to you. You can also go and be more proactive and be like, I want to talk to that person, I want to talk to that person. You can introduce yourself, you can do the introduction or the announcements, you can do the 5-minute feature. There's like all these different ways that you can show up. And really it kind of really, I think it kind of like is a mirror for yourself of like, who do you want to be today?
Right.
How do you want to interact? How do you want to listen to people? How do you want to, what kind of energy do you want to add into this big melting pot?
I love it. And it's someone, a new member, she had looked and Googled unstructured networking or unstructured something group.
Yeah.
And that's how she found us. And that's intentional because again, we've talked about it and you're an artist. Creativity. A lot of people lose it, and the ability to kind of free flow, that brings out the creativity. And then when you see other people And I always say people don't necessarily think they're inspiring, but I promise you, every single person's inspiring. Once they speak, it's going to resonate with someone, and that's going to give them the strength, support to do something else. And that's what you do. I mean, that again, you've created kind of a creativity group.
Yep.
Have you always been like that, even as a kid? Did you kind of think outside the box, and it was like you saw art? All right, we've done a great job of branding the group and Heart of the Matter. We've grown to close to 600 people. Now, how do we market this? How do we get out there? Do we do SEO? How do we get the news out there?
Coast News Group.
Yes. I've always loved to make art, to draw on things, to just take stuff and create artistic stuff. I just love spending my time doing that.
Right.
And that's like really been the thing that it's always just like, I've always come back to it. It's been kind of like a safe space for me. It's something that I can grow and develop. And I haven't always been as collaborative. When I was younger, I kind of was, I don't know, I thought more competitively. Like in high school, there was probably like 7 or 8 people that were good. And people would like talk about, like my friends would be like, yo, Lang is like really stepping up his game. Are you going to be able to hang with him? And like Brett Walden over there. What's up, Brett? Dude, you're the man.
There you go.
You know, Brett was like doing these comic book characters. I'm like, Brett. He's like, you know, I thought like competitively about it. And then went to art school and started making friends with people and spending time in studios. And I started to see how like, it's just really cool to be on the journey with people as they grow, you know, and like seeing them run into walls and then break through, and like you're there with them. And then I'm represented by a gallery in Carlsbad called Hot Water Gallery. And that is owner operated by Carlos Montoya. And Carlos Montoya and his wife, Sarah, are 2 absolute gems of people. And Carlos represents all these really awesome artists from different walks of life. And we met Carlos and Sarah at the dog park during COVID as
really?
well. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So if you're starting a business, you're an artist, go to the dog
Park. Get a dog. It
Yeah.
gets you out there and meeting people. But Carlos and Sarah had this concept called Team Wins. And like we would always just be whoever. We'd get to the dog park and we called them fly days. Every Friday we'd bring cocktails and hang out, and the question would be asked like, all right, who's got a win to share from the week?
Ooh,
And then
I
someone
love
would
that.
share a win, and then we would all celebrate like as if you're on a soccer team, and if someone scores a goal, then like you win the game. So like we all started celebrating each other's wins. And then I was like, oh, wait, we're all on the same team. Me and all these other artists out in the world.
Wow.
Like when Skywalker wins a big gig, that's a win for all of us. You know, when Hana Daly scores a big project, like, dude, this is great. We're all winning. So then I started really thinking that way and thinking about team and like family, and like we're all trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to like enrich people's lives and like share creativity, and creativity has 0 to do with like even being good at it. What it's really about is like enjoying the moment, feeling it, like flow state, sharing love, creativity. Like this is what we're here for. And like really, I think art and like creativity is like, you know, it's a metaphor for life. And like, what's the point of all this? Like, it's not a competition. At the end of your life, are you going to be like, oh, I was better than so-and-so?
Right.
No.
You can't take that with you.
No, you're going to remember like the feeling of like love that was transferred in this moment and that moment, and the smiles and like, all the good times. Like,
oh, that's amazing.
Which dog park is this? I'm sorry.
I know. All of a sudden, it could be.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great, right? Carlsbad Park over here.
Okay.
That's why I always say too, there's like, that's why we do intentionally the check-in with the dancing. For me, dancing, music is everything, because you feel it. You can be creative, you can be whatever you want, and there's no such thing as a bad dancer. Natron might not agree with that, but there's no bad dancer because it's your expression of you.
Yeah.
I mean, you're moving. It's the same thing to me for art. I mean, you see different things. This may resonate with me, it may not resonate with you, but when it does, it really does.
Yep.
I like what you said about you don't even have to be good at it.
No.
But it's art. It's yours. It's your expression. I think that goes with music, it goes with movement, all of those things, which really makes sense of like how somebody can probably feel like they're in competition with the world, but really like have these life realizations, life wins with their own art, whether they ever show it to anybody or not. Were you always like proud of your art? Were you always showing it off? Were you enriched with your art, or was there almost like a introversion there?
Good question. So there was, I guess I was kind of like neutral with it at first, but then since I did it a lot, then it became something that was like the quality level grew. And so then it was fun to share it with people, and like people enjoyed interacting with me and with it. In high school as a freshman, I like had this period off with all these sophomores, and they like kind of took me under their wing, and they loved like telling me to draw things, and they'd be like, all right, draw that kid over there like eating their own arm and like sitting on a spaceship. And so then I'd draw. I was like the original AI.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
so
no
I put it
kidding.
together,
Exactly.
and they got a kick out of it. And
That's
like,
amazing.
it was like this like fun interaction. Yeah.
Rad. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Colorado.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, just outside of Boulder.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then when did you end up going to art school in California?
Colorado State in Fort Collins.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Great little town, fun college town. Yeah, and I started taking classes, and when I started taking art history classes and learning about the artists, one thing that I like really took away from it was that all these artists are these great artists, the best artists of all time. They're just people, you know, and that was like that aha, sitting in the back of a dark room with, you know, the slideshow on. I was like, they're just people, and I'm a person, and they just painted a lot, and I paint a lot, so like maybe this is a possibility.
Oh, wow. When did you know that you could make this, or you wanted to make this a living?
So I studied abroad in Italy, one of my last years, and when I was there, it was like I was so like enamored by everything. I was just in love with every single moment of every day, and I had a painting class and a drawing class, and I had a studio for each of them, and I just spent all my time drinking wine and in the studio. And then every Wednesday we'd all get on a bus and we'd go to like Umbria or San Gimignano or Montepulciano, and we'd go and like look at these like old churches and look at like a Da Vinci and you know, everything, all these like amazing artists. And I was like, I'm all in.
Wow.
Where do I sign up?
Right.
And then it took me the next like I don't know, that was in 2006 I graduated. It took me another like 12 years to figure out how to make it a full-time gig. And so I was like making art, making paintings on canvas, custom art. People would want me to paint whatever for whoever. So I'd do that. And but I always needed side jobs. So I worked as a bartender, as a server. I did construction for a long time. And then I would like listen to podcasts of like how to build a business and like how to, you know, like leveling myself up while I did that. And then I came across an artist, a muralist named Anna Parker, who was doing murals full time, but she didn't have a formal arts training and wasn't comfortable painting people. So she needed help in painting some people on some murals. And so then I helped her with that. I became her assistant. That happened. I was her assistant for 2 years. I learned about all like the processes of murals, how to do it, like the logistics. And then she moved away. And at that point, I dove all in.
Wow.
And it's been full-time ever since.
How was your support system in that decision? Did your parents, I mean, were they supportive of, right, go be an artist, this is what you're going to do? Or?
No. So it's been a process. Well, my mom has always been supportive of it, and she's a kind of a free-flowing hippie. And she was a writer. So she's been in the arts, so she has always been very supportive. Now my father, he's awesome. We get along great now, and he's great. We've had a good relationship, but there's been times where it's been challenging, and he didn't always like pay attention to my art. And he's in sales, and so I think he didn't see it as like a viable opportunity. So he would I'd show him a drawing as a little kid, and he'd be like, yeah, that's cool. And I'm like, Dad, but like you're not even looking at it. I have these like formative memories of this, but it's interesting because that him like not acknowledging it the way that I wanted him to, it made it so that I pushed myself harder.
Yeah.
That
And
is a
I-
common theme.
Right?
Right.
Like I am the skill level and I am who I am because of the duality, the balance between my mom and dad and the way that they interacted with me and my art.
Wow.
And my dad always was kind of like, okay, well, when are you gonna like do something real? Until I started to have these like really big projects. And you know, I did this project for Toyota and the Colorado Rockies at the VIP clubhouse at Coors Field in Denver, and getting to walk him through that, like I saw it on him. And
Oh, yes.
this is what you've been
You
doing.
felt
I
that
love
moment.
I love that.
Yes. Wow.
That's such a common theme. Dads out there, you've got a lot of strength and power in your support, in your words, and how they raise us.
You know, but the thing too is what I love about the balance is, you know, because there's that common theme of starving artists, right? Because they're creative. They don't necessarily know the business side, but I feel like it was your dad's influence where you studied via podcasts of how to run the business. So you had the balance of both. So it worked out great. So you're not a starving artist.
No.
You're an entrepreneur. You have your own business.
Yeah.
Right. There's a dial there. There's entrepreneur and there's, you know, service provider that, you know, may be the starving person. But entrepreneur is like, all right, you got a business now.
And you're gonna figure it out. You figured it out.
Yeah.
So that's great. And it's always an evolution. You're still figuring it out.
Totally.
You're still doing things.
Totally.
And I'm always intrigued by artists or any creative that, you know, they're a musician, artist. When, again, I've asked you this before, if you see a wall, do you get like inspired at the moment by something and you can just see something? Like, what do you actually feel? What do you see? Hey, can you believe we have 336 members now of the group?
I know. Crazy
growing
how
so much.
fast that was actually in a
Let's
year.
celebrate.
Okay, you're always wanting, look at that. Look how quick he is to celebrate.
Well, we have to celebrate.
What are you looking for though?
So that corkscrew.
Tune. Los Cuernos. No corkscrew needed. What do you want? You want a rosé? Red. Another red. But you want Chardonnay, I'm sure.
Chardonnay, just
Pop that open.
Yeah, good question. I walk around just like eyeballing, like I'm always on the scope for a good wall. And
is that the construction in you as well? Because I bet you that helped, right?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, construction definitely led me into this. I mean, I spent so much time on rooftops and like 3 stories up. And at first it was very uncomfortable being at, like up at heights. And then I learned how to do that. And now like murals, I'm in a lift, I'm on ladders all the time. And so it totally led to that. Definitely. And yeah, I just walk around and look at walls, and I'll look at like color schemes of a building and what would work. And then also I think about like the place that we're in, you know. I like to, especially with these like outward facing public art pieces, I want to like tie in, I want to tell stories. I want to tell the story of the place. I want to bring people in. I want to have them engage with the location, the city, each other, themselves. I feel like one of my like goal as an artist in general is to connect. The art is an international language. It transcends all borders, languages, cultures, time. Like you can look at what an artist did on a cave painting in a wall, and you can connect to the humanity of that person.
Wow. Yeah.
Like art connects us to each other. It connects us to humanity. It connects us to nature. It connects us to ourselves. Like, and that's what I feel like the definition of great art is art that can transmute, that can change you, that can like make you a better person, that can deepen, you know, humans' connection to each other. Yeah, that can change for good.
Right.
Well, and that's what I'm always aiming at.
I love how, I mean, with your art especially, I mean, it really is amazing, but each person is an individual, so they feel differently about a certain thing, and they feel something. And I love the fact that your art does that. I mean, if I look at something, it's going to resonate with me in a different way than it does you. And yeah, it brings things out of you. So I
Yeah.
love that.
And I like what you said. So before we were filming, you pointed out even this mural that this is on a stage where there's going to be performers, and you were like, I want this to enhance the
Yeah, not
performance,
overwhelmed.
not overwhelm, not take from the musician. It's like I see it, but I see exactly what you're talking about. Like this is the connector. It's like bringing us all together. It's enhancing whoever's going to be performing on this stage. Like I see it in what you're saying.
Yeah, and that ties into everything starts with intention. You know, when I'm seeing a wall, and like if we're gonna design a mural for something, first and foremost, what's our intention here? What's the message? What's the feeling we want to convey? Who's the audience? Who are we trying to connect with? And then from there, we can build everything out. Imagery, you know, style, colors, everything. Everything comes from that. But the intention of a work of art is the backbone to the entire body that is the painting. And yeah, I feel like that's something that's connectable in so many entrepreneurs, so many business people, kind of everybody. Like, first question, what are we doing here?
Right.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah.
What are we trying to achieve?
You have
Oh.
a very cool mindset and lifestyle on things. Did art help you create that mindset, or did you have that mindset and the art fell along with it?
I think art and then learning the business of art has done that. And then that has guided me through everything. And then I'm really lucky because I go like this, like 40 to 50 hours a week. And when I'm doing that and I'm painting visually, I can listen to words. So like most people's jobs, like, or a lot of people's jobs, when they're like, you can't type words and like listen to a podcast, listen to a book. Whereas I can digest like a full length book in 2 days. So like I listen to books and podcasts, like I put away a lot of hours. My Audible library is like massive. So I have listened to like all the business books, all the like top whatever, you know, like I've listened to all these books, and there's all these themes that, you know, and they're generally written for everybody, for every entrepreneur. They're written in general so that like they can connect with everybody's business individually. So I hear it from my art world, but I also know that it works for what you're doing and it works for what you're doing. So then when I'm talking to somebody, any other entrepreneur in any way, any business person, anybody about their life, like there are going to be these commonalities. And the intention thing is like, I think, a major commonality between everybody. And that's something that I think a lot of people, they put the cart before the horse, and they think about, you know, I hear a lot of artists talk about their style, and they're like concerned about their style. I haven't found my style, or it's this or that or whatever. And I think that my shtick about it is that style is a byproduct of your intention and your process. So like my style is going to be different if I have a different intention and I use watercolor versus if I'm doing, you know, an acrylic painting on a wall, or if I'm doing a sculpture, or, you know, or if I'm making a film or a song. So yeah, so it's like everything's a byproduct of your intention, and like your style. You're gonna find if you do something enough, your style is gonna come through. People always say, and my style, I have all this range of styles, like you can see, but once people get to know me, then they say like, oh, I can recognize your work anywhere, even if it's a different color theme or a different that. Like I come through in the art, and that's what, like, when you do enough, like you're gonna get there.
Yeah, no, I love that. And it's a perfect segue to, I mean, you created a kind of subgroup for the group because, and we've had this discussion before, is a lot of times you get stuck in kind of your own echo chamber. You're in this box and you think a certain way, and that's the only way you can learn.
Yeah.
But the creativity part, people forget about. Like, and like you just said, I think that's the thing. Any business, any entrepreneur, any sort of business, you still need creativity because you've got to evolve. And I love what you're doing. Can you tell kind of the audience what this kind of creativity, like your concept of it?
Yeah, awesome. So we started a creators and creativity group, subgroup, and we've had one meetup so far. And the idea is to stir up creativity, to engage in the creative fire, to sit around the creative fire and like feel the heat and get sort of that campfire, like creative funk going where like someone's playing a guitar and, you know, people are kind of like jamming and singing or whatever. So, and it's for, you know, creators and creatives are invited, but so is everybody. And the idea being that, like, I mean, what is creativity? I would say it's like, it's your consciousness at play. It's problem solving with a twist. You know, and these things are things that everybody in every walk of life, every business is engaging in, but sometimes we can get in those lanes and we can think linearly. But if we get, I mean, creativity, I think, is kind of like a muscle. And the more you do it, the more you engage it, the better it gets, the better you get at, the more comfortable you get in that space. So yeah, everybody's invited. You know, come in, like if you're an investment banker, come join the creativity group, get outside of your lane, outside of your comfort zone, see what happens, and then take that back into your world, and then see what flows.
Yeah. Be
yeah.
unique, be different. It's, it'll change everything. And I've seen it, 'cause
Right.
the thing about businesses too, to scale, a lot of businesses don't scale because they aren't getting creative. It's the same formula. They do the same formula. Well, that's going to get old.
Right.
But if you open that up, that creativity, it kind of, I mean, that's how you evolve. That's how you scale. So I love that aspect. The other thing too is, you know, we meet pretty regularly. We talk about kind of your goals, where you're headed, your ideas, and it's been an amazing kind of to just watch it, just to really watch and to see. Right now, you have a whole team. Like you've turned in from like a solopreneur to you have a team that handles your marketing. To you have a podcast now.
Nice.
Everything. You have an agent. It's really expanded. So I feel like your creativity and your business side is, I mean, it's you know, you haven't peaked yet, but it's starting to get there. So yeah. How good was that episode?
So good. Let's celebrate.
Where do you want to go?
JoJo's Creamery.
Ooh, my favorite. Look at all the flavors.
They even have vegan.
Ooh, awesome.
Hi, welcome in, you guys.
Hi, thank you. How are you?
Good. Is there anything I can get started for you?
My go-to is peanut butter cup and coconut almonds.
So I'm going to do coconut mounds in a cup, please.
All right, that'll be $15.85.
All right. Wait, my wallet.
June, you can use repegs.
Oh, that's right.
And you guys get 2 free cookies with those.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Repegs is so easy to use. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, it feels like there's this like tornado that's starting to like grow and build, and you know, with the team attitude and the team mindset, it's like we're just like bringing capable, talented people. I've really been thinking about the concept of symbiotic relationships recently, and like bringing skills and talents together. And like my video guys, you know, like they need something interesting to point a camera at and to make video content with, and I need video made. And so like I've brought them in, and now Brian and Ryan are executive producers on my podcast. And so, you know, we're not making money at it yet, but when we do, like they're part of it. They're right at the ground level. And so we're all building towards it. One thing I was going to say about the group, the creators group, is that, you know, like as creative people, a lot of times we're in our own studios doing our own thing, and we're basically like these little islands. But this creator group is like intended to bring the islands together and like build that team wins vibe. And it's not, you know, I'm taking your lead on it. Like it's not my group. I'm not going to be there for this upcoming event. Trevor's going to lead it. And then I'm going to be asking the group, like the people in the creator group, who wants to lead the next one and who wants to lead the next one. That way there's always, in this way, it's not me like trying to do something and it could get old and stale. Like let's have like a fresh perspective every single time. And so you're going to get led by this person who's a watercolorist, and then like Kenton who does these cool drawings, and like he's going to lead. And so, yeah, I feel like, and I really think it ties back to the group and this mindset that I'm seeing more and more. I'm seeing the value of it more and more. Like, let's come together.
Yeah.
There's so much power together in like putting communities together and putting followings together and bringing, like, if I try to, you know, call up 10 people and have them come together and have lunch, great. If I invite 10 people to invite 10 people, that's multiplication.
Right.
We're acting on a whole different frequency there.
Yes, I love that. I mean, that's a village mentality. It's really how civilization began. We went so far away.
Yeah.
And then I'm seeing it. We have 90 startup companies from the group. We have a tribe. People are, pickleball. They're doing whatever, but it's because now you feel like you have somebody to support, and you don't have to try to figure it out yourself or be in competition. Like, wait, no, I got to be ahead of you. Everyone wins.
Right.
And it's really cool. I mean, if you guys, I feel like it also like speaks to this concept of like attachment and when you release attachment, there's so much more potential and possibility that can happen. Like the energy of the universe gets behind it. Then if it's like, if you are attached to something, then you have to carry it, and it's all on you to lift it up.
It's
like
heavy.
If you guys would have gone about the group and you would have been like, this is our group and this is what we do and everything is for us, and like you come through us and we're the gatekeepers, then the growth potential would have been a fraction of what it is. But instead, you come in and you're like, let's do it this way. This isn't my group. This is your guys' group. Let's do, like, what do you want to do? Like, make it yours. Like, that's what you guys always say. And it's becoming that, it's doing that. And like, this is going to catch fire. And then it's just going to grow. And like, since I've been in the 6 months, I've seen you guys open North Park, La Jolla, Oceanside. Sounds like there's one in like the Midwest.
Yeah,
like,
Ohio.
Wait till this like it, and
Global.
People travel, especially entrepreneurs. We're all movers and shakers. Like this is gonna keep on growing, and like because of that principle of non-attachment, it's like everything's up in the air catching the wind.
Yes.
That's a major life lesson of letting go of attachment and how much things flourish. What were you going to say?
Oh, no. What I was going to say, too, is that I love that mindset of collaboration. And, we have a same thing. Similarly, we just started a podcast. I started it. And then with Natron being the videographer, and I didn't really want to, I still have yet to watch my own episode, but
that's crazy.
Started off the podcast because I kind of got pushed into it. Now I love it. But the thing about it, it's the same thing with Natron. Natron's been a part of it since day one. Now it's growing. We have 14,000 people. Obviously, now he's a part of it too, integral part of it, but it was from the collaboration. Lisel has come on and we've really taken off from there. But it's also, I want to help other people with their podcast. I want to be able to, because I mean, that collaboration is amazing. Your podcast, I love your concept for the podcast. It's going to be a live podcast, right?
Yeah.
So for an audience, which adds another level to it, which inspires me to do the same thing, because that interaction, because a lot of times people can see this on YouTube and Spotify. Again, subscribe, like, and subscribe, but it's kind of hands off because you watch it and you really do get to know people because we're having an open discussion. But if you're an actual audience member, and you start, oh wait, I can ask a question after the interview. Whoa, how much more interaction do you get? And the reality too, on a marketing perspective, is now they're gonna, if they get to speak on that mic, they're gonna market it to their friends, and now you've got more followers. And now there's this interaction, and then that network grows. So the group grows.
Yeah, you're offering ownership into the moment.
Right.
And then they feel inspired and connected. Just really quick, do this with me. Take a look out here.
Yeah.
Envision like 4 rows of chairs, this side to that side, low top tables with like 4 tops, 10 of them, and then high tops in the back. Full house, packed, doing podcasting.
Yeah, I love that.
Right?
No, that's what I said. We're gonna do it, and you inspired me to do that as well.
Yeah.
I love that. You had your first one, right? When was it?
It was last week.
How did it go?
It was incredible.
Yeah?
It was incredible.
The energy, right?
Yeah, and it was cool. I interviewed Brian Snyder. He's a local artist from Carlsbad. He went and got an art degree in the Bay Area, and then he moved back here. And then before any murals were in Carlsbad, he started doing them. And like he kind of like broke the ice here. People didn't want it at first, and then they realized that it was awesome. So he's like a hometown hero, and he's been a really awesome like collaborator for me. He's invited me into projects, so it was like an honor to have a local legend on the stage. And then a lot of Carlsbad natives were here, and like the Q&A afterwards, like you said, was like fire. People were taking notes. Like people, there was like a moment where he really got into some deep stuff. Like he broke into this story about how he had a battle with cancer at one point and how art pulled him through it. and you could feel the air, like everything got silent. And like it was like we all goosebumps and everything. It was like, whoa, this is a moment.
And
And
you
we
can't
had it
fake that.
together.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't fake that. It can't be scripted. I mean, that's the thing about a live, obviously it's recorded as well, but a live podcast, that's why I love podcasts. I love listening to podcasts, but I didn't want to do one myself because, to be honest, I live my story. So I don't really need to tell my story. But I realize when I do this, you get to know people. I realize this is why I do 4 coffees a day. Everybody has a story.
Yeah.
Everyone has something that's inspirational. And it's, as soon as I hear it, like your legacy is amazing. Obviously, you have your art, but the impression you're making on every person that gets to meet you, gets to see your art, that's going to live on. They're going to talk about it to their friends, their family.
Right.
Oh, I got chills.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, some podcasts where it's a monologue, or, you know, even just, you know, certain celebrities where it's like mainly the podcast is about them. But it sounds like almost like a town hall meeting.
Mhm.
You know, like if you really want something to get done, you actually have to go to the meeting and voice your opinion. Same sounds like with this interactive podcast you're having. Is like, how can I actually get my answer for this question? I have to show up. I have to be involved in this community. So
And
I
they
think
can
that's
be.
a
That's
cool
the thing.
concept.
Instead of it being a
Right. It's not
wall,
like
they can be in.
Right.
they're allowed to.
Yeah.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
invited to.
Yeah, totally. And it's actually, I'm kind of taking a page from your guys' book with the networking. So time goes from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Doors open at 6, people come in. The podcast doesn't start till 6:30. We have food and beverages available. So people come in, there's half an hour to just like chat and talk, kind of like mingle. And then everyone sits down, and then we have a part 1 that's like about 45 minutes to an hour long, and then we take an intermission, and then everyone kind of talks, and like people can come up and talk to the guests and talk to me or whatever,
Super
hang out for a little bit, and then we come back up part 2, and then we do and then part 2 goes into the question section, and then afterwards we're done, and there's still like a half an hour. There's plenty of time on all
Yeah.
ends for like just like organic conversation. And like once, like when we were done, Brian comes off, there was like like all these people were like, dude, I want to
More
talk to you. That was so cool
questions.
what you said then, and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, and I remember that painting and all this stuff.
Right. And then even now, they're going to walk by and they're going to see his painting, your painting.
Right.
They're going to be like, oh, wait, I saw their podcast.
Yeah.
Totally.
Adds more to it. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and that's what I've always said. If you pursue your passion, you love what you do, the business will happen.
Mhm.
You know, you obviously have to have your structure, you got a team, everything, but that energy you put out, that act of service, if you do that, I promise you, it's going to be a lot better than just chasing a dollar amount and
Yep.
just going, all right, dollar, because then you're going to constantly be disappointed versus, well, I'm doing what I'm passionate about.
Mhm.
Honestly, if I don't make any money, I'm still passionate about it. But what ends up happening? Money happens.
Yeah.
Definitely. I liked your definition of creativity, that it's consciousness at play. So, of the people who come to the creative group, I'm curious, like, what do they do? Because I've always thought, I used to say, I'm not a creative person. But I realized, oh, my creativity is just a different modality than, you know, paper and pen or a paintbrush. Like, what are their businesses? What are they looking to enhance with their creativity?
Yeah. Great question. So I think like half the group that came, we probably had 15 people. I think half the group was people that were oriented in creative spaces, like painters, designers, more like traditional, like what you're talking about. And then there was people, like one guy was a musician. The guy sitting next to me was, I think he was like an engineer. Like there was a bunch of different people and different backgrounds. So yeah, it was definitely a mixed bag. And that's the point, is like, we're all creative in different modalities, and it comes out in different ways. And like being creative feels good. Fact of the matter. And like if that plays in your life in like designing an interior space, or, you know, creating a curriculum or whatever, like whatever gets you into flow state, you know. And flow state, I think, is another connecting point of all humans, you know, like jujitsu. Like you probably go through a similar flow, like progression in like, I don't know how long you do it in one session, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever. If I paint, you know, there's that first like 10 minutes of like, you're not in flow yet. You're in like your normal waking life mode, right? And then something happens and then like you get into it more, and then there's this like sweet spot in the practice, where you're like really firing on all cylinders and you stop existing here and you exist on like a different, deeper plane. Like your body as a jujitsuist,
martial artist. Brandon, what's going on? This is gonna be our biggest deal. We can't be down.
I don't know, man. I've been trying to reach tech support for hours now. They're not responding. They said they're probably not going to get back to us for the next couple days.
Tennessee Tech told you this was going to happen. Let's call them right now. They do the tech support, cybersecurity. They can help us.
Let's do it. All right, team. Great job. Because of Tennessee Tech, we were able to present this and close it. Good job, team.
As a martial artist, you have your body, your consciousness has an innate knowing of what to do. When someone comes, if I like came at you in a certain way, you're not gonna have to think, oh, he did this, now I need to do this. Like your body and your consciousness, what you've trained, you would just do it. And I'd be in a headlock. And that's how it works. And like that flow is like our connection point. And like, what do you do to get into flow state?
Dance.
Yep, there you go.
Dance.
Yeah.
That's my like immediate natural flow state. And I'm realizing through this conversation, I think comedy is my creativity.
Cool.
There you go.
That's like that's how I get my message out without it having to be.
This is why I asked her to be my co-host, comedic relief. So I mean, come on. So no, but that's true. No, I do love that, and I love the way you kind of put it, because it is. You kind of get in that flow state where you're not thinking, you're just being, and you're just going, and you're like, whoa. And then when you get done, you're like, this elation of like, whoa, I just did that. Like it does apply to everything.
And we can live like that.
Yeah.
Like we can do that more often, and like we can have that be our lives. We don't have to be like in our minds.
Right. No. Yeah.
Good example of like when you're rolling, you're not like, okay, he put his arm here, so now I'm gonna put my arm there. Or same with.
Well, so here's the thing. Exactly. Well, and that's the thing, and that's why I always relate jujitsu to everything too. Is that that's a white belt. You come in, of course, because you don't know anything. You're gonna be like, all right, the technique is I grab here, I do this, and then he reacts. And then you progress and you get better and better. That's why everything does take practice, and you need we need people like you to help that come out. But you can't just be one session and you're like, all right, I've got this. It's got to be practice. You got to practice. And then what you realize too, then you start practicing it in different aspects of your life, and everything else is in flow state. And that's amazing. Your podcast, what's it
real
called?
quick, that's why it doesn't matter what you do. It just matters that you do.
Right.
And that's part of the creative group as well. Doesn't matter what you guys are doing to get into flow state, just do it. Like do it, and do it as like you're gonna be a better person. We are better versions of ourselves.
That's the check-in, the drop-in that we do with the music and the dance. We always say, you don't have to dance. You want to do breath work, you want to meditate, whatever you want to do. But pretty much what we're trying to do is get everyone in their flow state before we drop in and really connect. So whatever.
Last thing on that is that like our minds are these amazing thinking machines, and our hearts are like a whole different thing. Like there is power and energy in flow state, in living heart-centered. Like and I think when you can line them up, that's when everything is most powerful. That's when your effect can be the strongest. And that's really what flow state is it's dropping from your mind into like a heart space. That's what dancing is. That's what jiu-jitsu is. That's what every flow state is. And that's like a really cool thing about the dancing and starting out that way, because you walk in and our minds are awkward dancers. You know, but our bodies are born for it.
Right.
So like that's really what we're doing in that moment is we're dropping from here to here. And I mean,
You're right, we're
we're
getting
on a
out of our head.
podcast called The Heart of the Matter right now.
I
And
love
there's
it.
so much power in the heart, in like existing from there. So
I'm telling you, I love meeting you on a
Yeah.
regular basis. Every time I see you at Feel Good Friday, we're going to see you at Hammy's because you're going to do your podcast here pretty regularly. I
yep.
see your art everywhere. Your podcast, where can listeners follow you? What's it called?
It's called Making It, Real Stories of Creative Success. And I've been doing it since January of 2020.
Whoa.
It was only audio before, so it was on Spotify and all the audio platforms. And then I did it for a number of years, and then I took a break for about a year and a half because it was time to like dive all in with my art and like take things to a new level. And then I got things to a new level, and then I was like, all right, now it's time to bring it back. Got the new team, everything's flowing. Now it's got
Yes.
video, and so you can find it on YouTube and then all the listening platforms.
Okay, perfect. And then on the, obviously, I mean, that's a great platform. You're connecting people, community, you're creating creativity with it. Now your business, you have the team. What's kind of the, what are we looking for in the future with your art? Where are you going to be? Kind of what's your short-term, long-term goal?
Yeah, all right, great questions. So I've been meeting with this really talented advisor regularly and getting some great ideas and vision, and like really just like it's really cool you like sitting with me while I just like tell you what I'm going through, and then you're like, oh, what about this? What about this? Getting ideas, we're developing, and just like coming back to the table where we sit and talk. It's helping grow the whole thing through time. So one niche that I'm really leaning into is sports murals. With my portrait background, figural background, formal arts training, I can paint fabric really nicely. So like all those things together, and then murals, I can create sports murals as good as anybody out there. So, and no one else has really like cornered that market. No one has staked their claim. So I'm going after that. So I had the project with Toyota and the Rockies. About a month ago, I went to this big event, the Sports Business Journal in LA at the LA Live, the Marriott. I'm talking to representatives from all these professional teams around the United States. And then I asked them if I could do a live painting at their next event. So I'll be in Chicago at the beginning of next month doing a live painting in front of all these like executives of all these teams. It's like the coolest opportunity. And then I've got my agent and then Carlos from Hot Water Gallery. They're coming with me. So I'll be painting. They're going to be cruising the crowd, making connections, bringing people back, seeing what we can do. Yeah, that's the vision, is like murals in all the professional stadiums, arenas, training facilities, headquarters, stuff like that. And then with that, I kind of feel like there's money there, there's opportunity. That's going to be the thing that like fills my bucket financially and energetically. And then with that, I can give back to the community. And like, I just walk around Carlsbad, Encinitas, Oceanside, and I just eyeball walls. And then with all my commercial murals, I end up with all this paint and then like the financial ability to buy whatever I need for it. So I kind of like collect energy out in the world and then bring it back and then put it on the walls here. And like, I just want to keep doing that more and more and add to this area. And then like where I grew up, I want to go back there and keep adding and just like.
It's your legacy. I love it. The impression you're making. Well, so any of our audience members that are connected to sports franchises, how do they get in touch with you?
Ooh. Oh man, I'm very findable. Taylor Gallegos art across the board. You can see my sports murals on Sports Murals by Taylor, the .com
Really is
and
amazing.
Instagram. Thanks. So yeah.
Wow.
Rad.
I appreciate it. Again, I love the fact that you're in my life, our life, and our lives, and the impression you're making. You're inspirational. I keep seeing it in a short 6 months. I've seen where you come from. Next 6 months, it's just you're doing it. You're doing it. That's great.
Making it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Well,
Very nice.
Thank you again. I appreciate it. All the audience members, again, follow and like. Keep following, because you're going to see that transition. And by the way, I'm in his social media. When you do those posts, follow it. It's really amazing. We can all succeed. Everything and anything's possible. Thanks again.
Yeah.
This is actually the first time I've sat down and spoken with you, and I'm like,
Yeah.
want to be your friend.
Inspired.
We're friends.
Let's go. All right.
Yeah,
Let's
I
inspire
mean,
each other.
can I say one thing?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I want to just say that you guys are awesome. Both of you, what you're doing. I love your approach with this whole project. Everything you're doing, you're like, and I think that there's so much intangible benefit that everybody's getting that like you guys will never even know. You know, like there's all these little moments of all this growth and these connections like that you guys, I just met with, remember the artist from last week?
Yeah.
He's got dreadlocks.
Right.
His,
yeah.
Cole Trent.
Yeah.
So he and I are going to collaborate on
Oh.
a mural in the village here.
There you go.
And
Nice.
like that was directly due to the group.
Wow.
And there's like, I mean, that is happening all over the place. And like we said, multiplication, like I cannot wait to see like 10 years from now,
Yeah.
what you guys are going to be able to like look out and see like has happened.
Wow.
It's very great.
I
So
love
keep it
it.
up.
Multiplication,
Well,
that was funny.
Again,
That was the comedic relief.
yeah.
Oh, there you go.
We
Yep.
can all succeed together, and that's the only way it's really possible.
Yep.
And it's so much more gratifying and satisfying to be able to do it with you. Take
Yeah.
this journey
Mhm.
with you.
Yeah.
Nature on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Love it.
Because if you're by yourself, what's the
Right.
point?
Yeah.
Thanks again.
seriously.
Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time for our next episode of Heart of the Matter podcast.
Thank you.
All right. It's official. The group's podcast incubator studios is ready. It's fixed. All we need is to soundproof the waiting area because that's going to become an incubator where we can help businesses. We've helped 92 businesses get started with the group. We're going to kind of multiply that by having a location here and have activity here. The podcast studio here, content wall over there. So if you have products to shoot, I want you to tell your story. I do these 4 coffees intentionally with people every day because I love hearing this story. I want you to tell your story to the public. Let everyone connect with you by telling your story. You're not trying to reach 1 million people. You're trying to reach that one person that you hope you make an impact on. And the podcast is the perfect way. So we will have packages that are set up so it's turnkey, or if you just need the space, if you need guidance, whatever it is, we want to empower you. And we can't wait. A year from now, we're going to have this place full, different content, and we're going to tell everyone's story via the podcast and content. So again, looking forward to this. Reach out to me. Let's get this set up.